I can say I would highlight. It was a recent experience. I met Soul Generation. I met the whole team. They were at a place I usually go to gig at, and they called me up to the studio, and I got very interesting comments, and they were like, I was mind blown. Like, yeah, I was just mind blown, because Viri gave me this tip that, like, where? for me it was heavy, because it was a rather interesting one. So I was writing, like writing unaandika tu vile una feel and how words zina come to. So I played him some of my songs, and he was like, okay, so you need to be very relatable. Don't be too English. You can do an English song that is relatable, but the essence is be relatable. Usiende kuongea mingi sana ikue umepita watu kichwa. You get? So have relatability. Lines are just not lines. See rhyme peke. It's not a rhyme. It's not just a rhyme, man. Like have punchlines. Have punchlines. Like there is kama usikize ndovuku. Kama remember punchline ni what leaves inakuacha impression on you. Unabaki uko ish. You know those things that make you snap at a spoken word artist. Those are the ones. Those are punchlines. So ndio alikuwa anasema, as an artist, don't just rhyme, don't just sing, don't just do that. Have punchlines. Zinistaacha watu wako ish. Okay, alright. So yeah. So growing up, I grew up kusikiza nini. I was listening to Boys to Men, Chris Brown. The beat nikisikiza nasikia Justin Bieber, Sauti Sol. At the most, in Kenyan industry nikisikia sana nasikia tu Sauti Sol, you know. Ama maybe Kanso, P-Unit, and the likes. But it wasn't as I didn't feel that these guys were singers. I didn't feel like their rhymes were good. Like I would say, I would like this, but I felt that what I had grown up listening to was not what I was hearing around, you know. So I was like, huku kwetu hatunanga wasanii, hatunanga. Until I actually started like diving into music, and I realized, whoa, we should be a mine of talent. Like it's that good. Like we haven't harnessed the value of what we have. We have so much talent, but there's something lacking. That is what I could not get in my head. Like what is lacking between this talent and the mainstream industry? Why is this talent not? Why isn't there any link? Like that's when I started realizing there's a system behind every successful. Like that was to reinforce behind every successful musician there is a system, a team that is working behind them. Kuna mtu amemvisha hizo nguo zao unaona amevaa. Kuna mtu amempatia ameplan schedule yake. Wakirelease song hawa release tu. Kuna kampangilio. They're smart about it. That's when I started realizing, okay. So there's all these things that convince every musician out here that the song that this artist has done is good enough. Even when it's not like this guy has done something incredibly demanding as far as vocals or instrumentals are concerned, but the way they package themselves, the way they present themselves, the quality that they put into their product gives it that worth, you know. Like it's one thing to be a singer, but it's one thing to be a singer with a song that has been well produced, well written. Siwe peke yako uliandika, kuna watu wengine, like you sat in a team of writers and well branded, well marketed, well distributed. When all these elements are optimal, that's when you get an optimal artist. You get? So that realization was heavy on me. Like that one was like, I don't know. So that's when I kind of dug into it. So when I started digging into it, I started realizing the industry has a whole lot of people. When you're not just, now that was the current wenye niliona. Now before, nikaanza kusikia stories za people wenye mimi najua, wenye nilikuwa nafikiria hawajafika. You know, like I used to say, like, oh, Sauti Sol hawajamake, oh, Calligraph sijui anakuanga aje. Like there's these attitudes that I had in my head about these artists that were mainstream. So looking deeper into their stories, I realized, okay, I used to think hawako wameweza, but watu wametoka far. Like when you start listening to their journeys, I think that's what actually mentored the story that I have, because at that period ndio nilijua that, nikaanza kujua there's this channel, YouTube channel, I don't know if you know it, CTA, Clearing the Airwaves. That thing taught me so much about the industry than I ever thought I would know. Like I would literally listen to, and even when I'm not even listening to the Kenya's industry, something that was still occurring was team. Like Modoni the drama queen, you go listen to some random guy out there mwenye amemeko sijui yako US mentorship program, wasikia yako like always have a team behind you, always, like these things came reoccurring to me, and I was like, wow, okay, I need to start to be strategic about it. It's one thing to have a song, and it's another thing to have a team to be able to push that song well. So that's one of the things I was able to pick up then. So Clearing the Airwaves kind of guided me. Kijana yenye wako hapo home amerealize anataka kufanya muziki, si ndio? Okay, I was adamant at first, but I was like, okay, let's see what comes out when you put effort into it. Like tulienda ile competition, and this is what we got. Now let's see. For me, it was myself into music before I actually like decided to. I came to push to love it along the journey. So then yako hapo hivi yako like, okay, so let's learn the guitar. Then ikavunjikanga. I had like, after 1 month of learning it, ikavunjika. No, you know the guitar neck kind of like that. My sister sat on it. Like nimeweka tu chini, like nimemaliza tu kucheza, nimeweka hapo. Yakatoka from nowhere. That was chest pain. I was just like, take it away. Tukua. I didn't look at it for like maybe a week or so. So it broke, and at that point I was like, okay, what do I do now? Kind of got after some guys, and they're like, okay, so bro, nilikuwa nataka kulearn guitar, nilikuwa naomba unisaidie na yako. That's when I realized, like, I don't know, that's when I started realizing how business is. Like, it's never I'm giving it to you. There's never anything, like, it's just business. I'm not going to invest in anything that I will not benefit from. So that's the code. Like, usually business is just business. You know, nothing personal, but I ain't gonna give you my guitar. It is what it is. So that realization was like, it just slapped me. I think that's probably the most challenging thing I've ever done. Like, that was probably the hurdle that was hard on me, because I'm trying to discover things on my own, but I'm not getting help from anyone, because I'm literally the only person who sings in my family. So hakuna ile tutasema, oh, there's this relative, oh, you could reach out, but later on I also came to understand that, okay, si ati sitaki kusaidia, it's just that I also have things I have to do. Unapatanga, people have this problem where they just approach you and they're like, oh, mambo jithi, so nilikuwa na hii idea, okay, nilikuwa nataka naona hizo wimbo zako tuandike, alafu tu record tuweke kwa YouTube, you know, tuweke kwa YouTube. I'm there like, okay, unaimbanga? Yeah, nilikuwa naimba. Actually nilikuwa nataka tufanye collab, tufanye collab. Sasa unaandikanga? Naandikanga, alafu mtu anakutumia voice note. Like no. I can't tell you no, but no, it's just that your attitude in you. Like, not because it's not because that niko anything personal against you. It's just that I don't see myself benefiting. If anything, I see myself losing from this interaction. The time I'll put in, the time and effort, the resources. No, you get. That's when I started realizing, okay, it's not that it's a bad thing. It's not people want anything in personal, anything personal. It's just, it's just business. So that's the point I decided, okay, so what I'll do, I'll set up my own path. So I'll make sure, but something I came to understand at that period, I decided that I won't be mediocre. I'll try my best. I will try my best. Yenye naweza. Mali nitafika. I would do the best I can. Go test myself. Oh, okay, bado niko mediocre. Turudi job. Let's go back. I won't be like, oh, nimekuwa nikiwa. I would be willing. I'm willing to chase that standard, So that's what I went for. My parents were supportive, so they were very supportive of that. But aside from my parents, there was no one, there's no one who can say this is where you want to go and I've been there, I will take you there. My parents bought those things. That's why that's why I say the support was legit. The support was legit. Like, I don't know, these guys don't even know. They have no idea. Them, I think they were like, oh, my son analianga piano, acha nimbaie. Because I don't know, these guys were just legit. So the support I got from them was really good, but from other people externally, it was just business. So I decided, okay, I will hone my craft to the extent sitalengwa. If nitalengwa, then bado. If nitaimba wimbo and then mtu akole, oh, that song is good, that's trash, throw it out. So that was the standard I was working on, and I still work on it, because like that's the goal I have. I want to be that guy mwenye, wow, okay, that was good. Mbona sikujui. I want to be that person, not the person who wowed me, like mbona sikujui. I want to be that guy for someone else. So that the support I got was just that, and so far I've just been alone. It's difficult, and it's nothing like you would meet peers. I've gotten, so who has guided me? Mostly me and my own struggles. My peers. Ile mnakaa tu mnaongea, oh, okay, so this is what you do. Okay, I didn't know how that works. Oh, so that's the difference between an album and an EP. Okay, so this is how IP works, intellectual property works. Okay, so that's kind of like the things I was able to learn from my peers. As far as people wenye wako juu yangu are concerned, maybe giving you pointers here and there, but yeah, I can say that's just it. It's a pointers to ile tu wenye uko like, okay, I'm interested in learning this. I come and approach you and I'm like, yo, so how do you do this? You just tell me, okay, so if I even ama, this is what I did. But you won't sit down and be like, hey, uko aje? Uko poa? If I'm going through shit, no one cares. Oh, do you feel insecure? Hey man, hapo ndo you realize people, you're just here alone, man. It's just business. I hope that doesn't sound weird. It doesn't sound wrong. It's just the truth. And something else I came to understand, it's once something you feel is valuable enough, you will find a way. So first experience for me, I think I take it very personally when I sing and I'm like, the response is not what I want.
From the audience somehow.
Hey, audience, whoever is listening to you, like you love what the song you've done, but then a person is like, hey, nani poa, ni mzuri. For me, I think that really hits home hard, because you think of what you've put in. Like when that happens, like it happens every once in a while. You meet someone and then they're like, okay, kind of like showing you badu. Not in a positive way. Kuna ile, okay, so what you can do is this. But then kuna ile, nasema nini? Pereka huko. That kind of response that you can get. I think that is probably one of the worst ones that I get. Common ones, they're frequent. It's not It's not what I can say. I can't pinpoint one. It's just the general vibe you get. You can go to a place and you feel, hey, wow. Best experience is having people sing along. Someone walking up to you and they're like, yo, Bono ja release. Like the support, I feel the support really hits home. Even if it's one person, two people, someone, just mtu moja respond to when the response is good enough, when there's appreciation. Because at times I do write songs fast for me, but when it doesn't reach home the way I would like to, and when it doesn't do its purpose that I put it out for, now that really bothers me. That I can describe as extreme, good and bad. And it's mostly intrinsic. I can't say I've had worst experiences in any very physical. People have gone through shit out here. They went to some place, all their songs were stolen and such things. I don't know, I haven't had such experiences. Mine were very, very intrinsic. Nile tuna battle with myself, securities. They just eat at you. So those are the ones I can say. Those are my worst experiences. And best experiences, when the things, when you feel like you've reaped what you sow. Like basically the conclusion I came to is that hakuna manual, ni nyinyi tu mtapambana kwa sababu nyinyi mnajua safari yenu. Kaende ukiona mse anakuchokesha kichwa, but unajua hivyo ndio anakuanga, man. Unajua tu ni hivi, utaishi kuongea na kuchokeshanga kichwa. It's just for you to like, okay, this is what I know, now what do you do with that knowledge, you know. Ukiamua ni mtaishi pamoja ni how you all work it out, but usikue ni mtu mwingine nje anakuambia, kwa sababu hana perspective yako, hana perspective yenu. So yeah, that's what I think. That's the conclusion I've come to so far. We might do a follow-up interview 2 years from now, maybe.
Yeah. Your artist name and the inspiration or influence behind it. How did you come up with Jina
Usani? Like I said, I just went with my two names because I said I don't feel there's a difference between me and the artist. I might come up with something shorter, but behind every song written by me is me. Me, Jesse, who went through a heartbreak. Jesse, who feels tired. Jesse, who was like, it's just Jesse Mbudia behind it, you know. It's not Jesse, it's not some guy who wrote it and then now maybe the guy who was on the stage. Those are not two different people. Mwenye aliandika akiwa home na mwenye anaimba stage akiwaambia mwingine mkono kwenye hewa it's not any, so I feel that's why I'm opting, I don't know, this might change, but that's why I feel right now I want to hold on to my actual name because I feel it's part of my identity. Songs I have out, I have no songs out per se on streaming platforms. I have not put out anything in that sense. I'm still trying to work out. I do my songs live. I perform all my material live. Reason being, I'm trying to understand what resonates, what works, what does not. Because it's one thing to have a song, it's another thing to put it out and you realize, ooh, I would have done better with the other song. Because you can have, I don't know, it's just me trying to experiment and see what resonates well with what. How does this respond? Ukicheza wimbo and you realize, okay, they were like, oh, that song is good. Kama si wimbo watu wako like, eesh. Now those are two different extremes. So it tells you like what I'm working on right now. Yeah, so far so. As far, I honestly don't know. I haven't counted. No, I've just been bulk writing. Like anytime I would. Okay, so my approach when I write, it's usually like me sitting. I usually, okay, I call it emotional harvesting. Okay, so songs zenye okay, usually what songs have how songs happen is that was na outdo each other. Unapatanga the songs you were playing, the 5 songs you were playing, ama 7 whatever songs you were playing last time, they can again null and void when you do a really good song now. So unapata you stopped playing that song that was really popular then. But probably I haven't seen with the period I've been having, like the window maybe 2 months that I've been able to 1 month that I've been able to do my own personal live songs, originals. I could say I have like probably 5 songs that are just songs that resonate well, get the response that I get, like I feel strike the nerve that I want to work on. My favorite out of all those songs is called Psycho Love. I love that song. I don't know, I didn't like it at first, but when I played it, there was this one time I woke up one morning and I listened to it and I was like, this song is dope.
Based on a true story.
Now, you know, from writing, the way I write it, like I said, I call it emotional harvesting. I usually write from a very personal perspective. It might not hit dead center when I went through, or it might stretch. Yeah. But it's from something that I've had. It's not from at you nowhere. For me, I think that what I'd tell someone, or anyone for that matter, something that in my life you may realize is that there is no one else has your life's perspective. No one has your life into perspective like you. So how you see things is not like anyone else sees things. So your approach to things should be what you see, like equate true to you. So see, don't try to like follow anyone's journey. Pick it up. Like if you find that the footsteps I have taken are what you'd like to take, or the footsteps I have taken are what you'd not like to take, do so. Take those footsteps, but don't take them in my direction, take them in your direction. If it so happens yours is right above mine, let it be, but let's make sure that it's just your path that you're charting, not anyone else's path. That's how I would say it, because you don't like, just when you have that in mind, it becomes less stressful because you don't have pressure to meet anyone else's expectations. Success to someone might be a million streams, and yours you're looking for 10,000 streams. But if you don't want to see you want 10,000 streams, you'll always be stressed trying to look for that a million stream. So how you, your formula that you use, your perspective, just be true to that.